Hello, welcome to the editing podcast. Today we're going to do some editing. So I have a bit of a to-do list here to get through. This right here, this little paper, very small. Got a few tasks on there. But essentially, grab yourself a cup of coffee or perhaps a cup of water and let's be productive. Let's get some work done. Let's get some studying done. Whatever you happen to have to get done and have no motivation to get done, put this on your phone, put this on your computer, and chill out with me. And yeah, we're gonna get some stuff done today. So, first thing I want to begin on is a little video I've been working on for my second YouTube channel called Dubumo. So let's go ahead and open up the project here. So, this is a video about a little band called Seiso Neon. Let me show you what they look like. So this is them, Seiso Neon, a little 3-member group. And I just wanted to make a small video about them because I think that they are incredible. And I think that what they have achieved, in their career is quite nice. Especially when you look at everything else that's going on within K-pop. They are not a K-pop group. However, they are Korean artists. They're in South Korea. And I just want to make a video about them because they're cool, basically. I don't want to get too deep into it. So let's get started. I think I'm going to turn off the music here because we've got some music to edit through on the video. So we've got a completely different tempo here. Okay, so I've got some transitions here laid out. That's what these are. This is not what the beginning of the video is going to look like. This is just transitions that I'm going to put in different spots of the video. So first thing that I want to do is open up this right here. And that's the wrong one. I'm going to be keeping this edit really, really simple. Usually I do a lot of intricate things with my edits, but I don't feel the need to do that with this video. So we're going to take this, since we already have the audio in our timeline, we're going to take just the video footage. I'm going to move this up here to this second thingy here. We're going to move this thing over here. And let's see how well our audio is syncing up if I just hide this layer.
Seiso Neon.
So it feels pretty correct, especially if let me go ahead and grab the audio here. I see. So here we're gonna do this. Got an idea here, and now just gonna. It's not moving. I don't know why, but we're just gonna sync these. Now let's try to move it. There we go. Okay. Now get rid of that audio. Now they should be perfectly synced. Let's listen to it now. Okay. Very small difference, but looks a little better.
Seiso Neon. You've most likely never heard of.
And so I don't know how long I want this first clip to play through, so we're just gonna go ahead and extend it a bit. And I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do, like if I wanted to use these transitions here for the beginning of the video, but I feel like I need to give an epilepsy warning if I want to use these transitions so close together. So I'm going to move these over some. And the main issue that I have with this clip is this logo or thing that pops up in the beginning of the video. But I do actually have an idea in my head. It's a perfect spot for my intro to go. So here's a look at what my intro looks like. Let's go ahead. Let's look my channel up. There it is. I need to get rid of that Instagram account because I don't actually use it. Yeah, I need to get rid of it. And so let's open up my last video here. So here's how the intro goes. So this channel intro was designed after Google. So you know how you go on Google, if you go, I guess no one really goes on the front page of Google anymore, which is interesting to think about. But you know, you go, basically the animation is based off of coming here and, you know, typing in whatever the video topic happens to be, and then, you know, you can see the rest here.
When I think about what threw me into this rabbit hole called K-pop,
And so that's how that goes. So I think for that beginning portion where that logo is sort of blocked, I'm going to set my intro there. And what I'm going to do, I have a specific song that I always use for my intro, and it's a GFriends song. It's just an instrumental of it. I think it's Time for the Moon Night, and you can hear it here.
When I think about what threw me into this rabbit hole called...
And yeah, it's only 6 seconds of the song, so I think I should not have any trouble with copyright or anything like that. But there's plenty of other music in this channel that would definitely get me in trouble. So that's not really a concern of mine. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. Instead of using my intro, not my intro song, but the intro song that I prefer to use, I'm going to go ahead and just use the actual song that's in this particular video. It's going to be a little different. And so I think what I want to do with these transitions here, I want somewhere on the screen for it to say Sesonyeon. And so I think I'm going to use those transitions and just put some text above it that just says, you know, Sesonyeon, and then I start talking about it, something like that. So and I want me to figure out where I want to put it. Right here. I think I want to put them right here. Oh. And so I think for the rest of them, I'm going to get rid of the rest of them. Just like that.
Sesonyeon. You've most likely never heard of them, but after this, you'll probably wish you had found them sooner. Here's a quick rundown before we get into the important stuff. Sesonyeon is a band of 3 founding members, but 5 in total at the moment, ? The idea started with the first member, Soyun, a vocalist.
Okay, I think I know where I want to separate the song.
Total at the moment, ? The idea...
And so once I hit like this portion where I say the idea, I'm basically transitioning into another part of the script, so I want to just go ahead and basically use a different song at this point. And you know, I like my video transitions to sort of like flow with the music, if that makes any sense.
5 in total at the moment, ? The idea started with...
And so I'm just gonna let it bleed into it a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and put a audio transition to crossfade, exponential fade at the end of that.
The idea started...
Okay, perfect. And
3 founding members, but 5 in total at the moment, ? The idea started with the first member...
Okay. Nice. I think what I want to do next is, well, in particular, I don't know what song I want to use next, but we're going to start adding sort of the visual layers here before I start moving on to the next section of the video. So let's go ahead and work on putting the Sesso Neon text here just for the introduction, and then we're going to move on to editing another video. So a sort of a different way that I've decided that I want to edit videos is, instead of spending my entire day on one video, I want to sort of edit a video for a while and then put it down and then edit another video and then, come back to the previous video just to give myself some time to, be away from this project, and perhaps that'll result in different ideas and different, better editing and less exhaustion, I guess. I don't know, something like that. But we'll see how it works. And definitely let me know what you guys think about this format. I decided to do this like this because my Wi-Fi is not that great for live streaming, so I have to figure out, well, I already sort of decided on what I'm going to do for the live stream. I'm just going to do the same thing that I usually do, and just go with it because I just want to do it. I want to live stream. The streams are going to be laggy. I apologize for that. My Wi-Fi is not that good, but this is my apology. So if the stream gets, terribly bad, y'all could just come here and watch these that I've made, this being the first one. So I think what I'm gonna do for this, I'm gonna get rid of some of them, so this one can go.
Sesso Neon, you've most likely...
Okay, so I'm gonna separate this portion here, this intro portion, and I'm gonna bring it into an After Effects composition. And basically what that is doing is I'm gonna take all of this and put it into an animation software that will allow me to do other things that I want to do, basically. So I apologize for the loud washing machine, by the way. What can you do, boys? Alright, and while we take care of that, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the music back up. Okay. So replace with After Effects composition is usually what I do. Take a sip of coffee. Something else I've got on my list is just to I got the images back from my first time shooting medium format film, and these are just some of the few photos that I ended up liking out of the 10 shots that I was able to take. And really I would have been satisfied with just like one photo that I would like, but I got 4 images that I really like from them. Well, not really like, but I got 4 images that I'm satisfied with. I like this image, I like this image, I like it. I'm not super fond of this image, but I enjoy it. Even though she blinked, I still kind of like it. But we're gonna do a little bit of editing, not too much, later on today. I really like this photo. This is my favorite, and I think I'm actually gonna go back and probably do some more shots of this area here. I've got a lot of plans for new books, new zines, all kinds of things that I want to create in the future. And yeah, these sort of landscape sort of capturing the buildings that are in an area is something that I enjoy, or capturing architecture, I guess. Does this qualify as architecture? I don't know. But basically taking photos of the structures and buildings that are in a specific location, I really enjoy doing that. And if there's any way that I can combine, documenting this with also documenting the existence of human life in that area, you know, I enjoy doing that too, sort of like a Todd Hido sort of thing. I get most of my inspiration from a photographer named Willem Verbeek. He's the one who got me started wanting medium format, because before I was just shooting, you know, normal film. And it looks like our project is about to open here. Okay, looks like I've already had one open, but let's just do this one. Let's call it intro. And so for this portion, we aren't going to really be able to hear the audio, so that's why I have the music on here. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and mute it just so it doesn't play anything. But yeah, this is Adobe After Effects. I really enjoy this software here. And so now what I'm just going to do is we're going to have a little bit of fun here. And I think what I want to do for these clips here is that instead of having a letterbox, the letterbox are these black lines over here, I'm basically going to scale the footage up. And I even thought about data moshing it. Sorry about that. Little cut there. I don't remember what I was talking about previously, but we're going to go ahead and scale these up. And oh. So let me see what percentage these needs to go to before they start filling the frame. So about 125. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the scale for all of these clips that are sitting here to 125. And now they'll all fill the frame. Cool. Nice. And sip of coffee. Cool. Let's make sure OBS is doing its job. Cool. And we got Audition recording the audio. Yeah, cool. Alright. Yeah, we're good. We're Gucci. Let's keep it going with this. It's already 3:09. So that means I have about an hour before I have to head out to work. So we'll see how much we get done today. The main goal of these videos, really, the main reason I record them is not necessarily to, you know, create some on the rails content. I make these. I decided to start recording these sort of long podcasts, and I decided to start live streaming because it helps force me to start something, to like get on my computer and start editing and start doing this and that. That's on my to-do list. So I just find that it sort of helps me do that. And so that's kind of the primary reason that I am making this. And so my goal isn't to finish every last thing on this to-do list. It's mostly to get started and get as much as I can done, and then, you know, continue that cycle. That way, every day I am doing something. Every day I am taking at least 1 or 2 or 3 steps, you know, towards finishing something. Yeah, I definitely recommend you guys try to find something that'll help you do that for yourself. Because it's definitely difficult to get things started, especially when you procrastinate and think about how much you don't want to do something. Even if you do want to do it, you know, sometimes we're just lazy. Some people don't have that issue, but, you know, good for you. I have that issue. Okay. Ooh, I just realized I'm recording my screen in 30 frames per second, and my camera is running 24 frames per second, so that's gonna be a little awkward. Whatever. So I want to put some text that says like CISO Neon. So let's go look at what their logo looks like. It's like a bird or something like that. And maybe I can like mimic it. So here's I think this is like their logo. I want to actually find like some Korean fonts. I don't think I want to, let me see, I might even have to do like a vector art in like Adobe Illustrator to mimic their font, or to mimic like just like this like text here. I don't know. We'll see what we have to do. Hopefully we don't have to do all of that, but it might end up having to be done. Or maybe I'll just create the bird, which is going to be actually kind of tough for me because I'm not like a graphic designer. And so creating assets like this could actually be a little tough for me personally, unfortunately. But if I can find like a PNG of the logo, yeah, if I can find like a PNG of that bird and like the Sesso Neon text beneath it, that would be perfect. Did I just pass by it? This is like above it though. I don't like this one that much. This one's fine, but it doesn't say Sesso Neon on it. This one's cool. I like this one. Yeah, let's use this one. Let's just try to like, let me see. I think I have an idea. Hold on a minute. Because it doesn't need to be that high quality or anything like that. So here's what I'm gonna do. This is a very rudimentary thing to do, but we're gonna try it anyway. Okay, let me find the file really quickly. Okay, should be in my downloads folder. No, it's not. Actually, it's not in my downloads folder. I lied. I didn't mean to open that. It's actually should be inside it. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna bring this into Photoshop. And I'm gonna select this, do that, bump that shiz up, and then unlock the layer, then and do it one more time. No. Select, color range, turn that bitch up, and okay, it's pretty decent. Now what I'm just gonna do is I want to invert the color of it, make it black. There we go. Now, these are just like some Photoshop basics that I'm basically just doing right now. This is like probably like the worst way to do it, especially if you want to like recreate something, but hey, I'm trying. So let's go ahead and move all this. Move it to like the center of the canvas, I guess. Well, wait a minute. Maybe it doesn't make sense for this to be black because we're putting it above. No, I guess it could make sense in some cases. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let me see if there's a way that I can make it yellow, because I would actually like it to be yellow. I don't think I actually know how to do that. Okay. This will work. I want it to be more of like a golden sort of yellow, like mustardy. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay. think I already did make a moshed up version of it, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Very interesting. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do file, save it as PNG, and we'll go ahead and see how this works. It might not work at all because, you know, sometimes things just don't work out, so you just have to try something else. That's life. Hope my camera's in focus because I manually focused the camera because I was having troubles with autofocus. So hopefully the camera looks good. Hope it's not too dark in here because it is a gloomy day. It's not the usual bright, damn near golden hour day that I usually record videos on, but hey, what can you do? Not a damn thing. Do what you can. Alright. Let's do this. I'm just gonna drop this logo in real quick. See how this boy goes in. Yeah. And now I'm gonna put this to full. Okay, and preview should be set to quarter. That way, so basically here what I just did was I set my preview resolution to quarter, and I set my paused resolution to full. So whenever I pause the timeline, it'll show me it in full quality, but whenever I like start playing it, it'll like dumb down the quality, if that makes sense, just for like faster playback. So I basically want this to end sort of like that. And I only want it to exist within the glitches. And so here what I actually want to do is I'm gonna mask. First of all, I'm gonna duplicate the layer. I'm gonna hide this first layer, and then I'm gonna take this layer and I'm gonna give it a mask because for the first section I only want the bird to show up. You guys will sort of see what I'm doing here in a moment. I'm just gonna put the bird there, just like that. And then I want to scale it up a little bit more maybe. Like that. And let's see if I can, I don't remember how to do it. I think there's a way that I can, oops. There's like a way that you can make the, or maybe here, let's try this. Okay, that worked fine. Yeah, that's fine, yeah. And so now I'm gonna do something a little weird here. Well, first of all, something's a little messed up. Zoom in, let's make this really perfect, but I have an idea I sort of want to do. And so set a keyframe here. Actually, we're gonna set it like here. I'm gonna move this here. Move this here. Go ahead and move this here. Move that like here. Maybe here. And here. And center it off again. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do, set these to hold keyframes so that it just jumps instead of like being linear. Okay. Okay, now I have another idea. I want to create a keyframe here. And then instead of having these two be hold, or well, instead of making this a hold keyframe, make another key. I'm gonna copy that keyframe actually. So instead of this middle keyframe being a hold keyframe, I'm going to turn it into a normal keyframe. That way, hold a minute, I'll make that a little bit bigger. I don't think there's enough room to do it, huh? Stretch it out some. I'm gonna turn on the motion blur on here, see if I can get any motion blur. Okay, so now what I'm gonna actually do here is I'm gonna bring up my scale keyframe. Okay, and just before I do that, I'm gonna reset my cameras again, back again. I can actually let's try to preview this in full quality. Let's do it if I can do it. Yeah, it does fine. Jesus. Hold on a minute. I'm not getting what I want out of this. Hold on a minute. Is that what I had to do? There we go. Okay. Maybe here. And now what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna take these 3 keyframes here. Actually, let's put them back where they were. And now I'm gonna take these 3 keyframes here. I'm gonna use a little plugin I like to use called Motion V2. Basically takes my keyframes and just smooths everything out. Yeah, that's fine.
You want it all, don't you?
Okay. And now I'm gonna change this one. No, I don't like that. Just want to see what this looks like really quickly. Okay. I'm pretty alright with that. This isn't anything that's supposed to be like super cool, super perfect. It's just me having fun, really. So, I need to stop spending so much time on it. That's what that means. So, let's go to our next one. I've gone pretty quiet. Just got focused there, my bad. I just want to scale this up and then have it like go to like 4, something like that. That's too fast. Give me 102. Hell, fuck it, 101. Subtle. There we go. Let's check it out. Okay.
Sessonion. You've most likely never heard of them, but after this, you'll probably wish you had found them sooner. Here's a quick rundown before we get into the important stuff.
There's another layer of like oomph I want to add to it. Let me see what's going on with Red Giant Unitverse. We've got I don't think it's been updated. Has it? Doesn't look like it. Still the same. Okay. So yeah, I really want to use this VHS effect right here. You can kind of see what that looks like. And basically like put it right over this. I feel like it would just add like just another layer of like just like that's nice to it. Does that make any sense? I think so. I don't know. I want the I need that last clip to end a little sooner.
Sessonion. You've most likely
Almost there. I really need to. I've got to get back to studying Adobe After Effects and watching tutorials and stuff, because just watching this right now, I feel so behind. Like, I feel like this could be totally like so much better, but I don't have the mental library that I used to have like a year ago in After Effects when I was like studying it every day. So well, not a year ago, more like, when was the last time I did like a really heavy After Effects project? I think it's been 2 years now. Because I used to be, it used to be a thing where I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a motion design or motion graphics artist or something for my future. That, you know, that's what I wanted to do. But ultimately, I just found that occupation would just stress me the hell out. Maybe it's because I just didn't have, or maybe just because I couldn't figure out a way to learn everything and have it be fun for me. No, I think I started doing it for money, and I think that ruined it for me, honestly. I think that's really what it was. I started doing it for people for money and trying to make something off of it so I can just go to the mall and buy some Vans. I was like 15 at the time. And that kind of ruined it for me because I couldn't have fun with it anymore for some reason. I don't know. Weird. Anyways, I'm satisfied with this so far, so I'm not like gonna trip about it. Yeah, this is fine. Totally satisfied with it. And with that being said, I think I'm gonna hit save and I'm gonna move on to the next project, because really that is the main thing that I wanted to get done today. I've been putting that off for 2 days now, so I'm happy. So we are going to check that off my list. Notice how on the to-do list, well, I don't think you can see it. I can't manually focus my lens right now. Maybe you can see it on this camera. Probably not. But it says edit Sesonion video just a bit. Not completely, just a bit. You know? Don't stress yourself out. So I'm gonna hit check. Not hit check, I'm just gonna check it off. And next thing that I want to do is it's 3:34 right now. So I want to go ahead and let's edit my photos. How about it? So I'm gonna go ahead and close Premiere Pro just so I could save a little bit of RAM. That is a crappy place to have my face paused on. I'm gonna close this as well. By the way, guys, if you guys ever want to like be super chill, super relaxed when you're working, I found this really helped me out. Light a freaking candle, dude. Light a candle. Find something that smells nice. Light that up. I was supposed to dry my sweater. Still in the washing machine. I'm gonna close this out because I don't need it. Well, maybe I will need it again. So here, let's I'm gonna put it in my assets folder as a PSD. Always save your stuff. Never think that you'll never need it again. It's something I've learned. So we're gonna start with this photo right here. I really do like this photo. Now I got these developed at the Darkroom, which is this place in California that develops film. As a matter of fact, I'll go get the negatives. So you can't really see it here, but you know, if you've never seen film negatives, sort of what they look like. I'll probably have to film like a separate clip, but I can see as I shine these in the light that I can like sort of see the negative versions of my photos here. It's very cool, very interesting. And when I look at the negatives, I can tell that like these photos are super crispy, super clean, super sharp. It just looks very clean. I'm gonna blow my candle out just because I'm getting really paranoid with this being so close to it. There we go. But so I was a little disappointed when I received my scans back. Let me just say this first. Every time I try something new and I romanticize and I put this expectation in my head of something being a certain way, I really get stuck with those expectations, and then when I receive something, I get let down because I told myself, you know, that something was going to exist when really it wasn't. So I paid for enhanced scans. They have 3 tiers. They have I don't know what the first tier is, like normal scans, just like a normal scan of your negative to get it into like a digital form. And I chose the second option because I thought that that would give me, you know, a crispy looking photo. They also have a third option called Super Scan, which is like uncompressed. And I think I should have gone with that option, just knowing how much of a pixel whore I am. And what I mean by that is I even though no one else does this, I love zooming into my images and just looking at how much resolution I have in them. So the more resolution I can get in the image, the better. And these medium format cameras that I have here are known for making humongous images that have a lot of detail in them. So when I got these scans back and I started zooming into them, I was like, oh, this ain't cute, man. But really there's nothing wrong with these photos. They're perfect for what I'm gonna use them for. I'm not printing these anytime soon. This was just my test roll and I wanted to post them on Instagram. And frankly, this resolution is perfect for that. I just I know that I'm gonna get an Epson V600 scanner on the 30th, and I know that that is definitely going to be the better option for me than to have, you know, the darkroom scan it. I think for the long run it'll be a little bit cheaper for me to just go get it developed and then scan it myself for my own purposes. And I think that my scanner can get, or my scanner that's coming soon can get a better scan than this, because I've seen examples online of scans. And let's just not. Firstly, I don't want to say that my V600 scanner is going to outdo what the darkroom has. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I am saying for the quality that I need for posting on Instagram, for posting on my website, my V600 is going to do better. If you're anything like me, try to keep your expectations at a normal, like, I do this with a lot of aspects of my life. I set an expectation or a goal for something that just seems so unrealistic. And it doesn't seem unrealistic in here, but once I like experience it, I'm like, yeah, it was stupid of me to think that, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, these are great, cool stuff. If you need your film developed, I would definitely recommend the darkroom. There are some local places that I'm gonna try here in Georgia, like in Dunwoody and Atlanta. They're all gonna be about an hour drive away, but I just want to try them out and just, you know, try different flavors, see what happens. And in a couple months, I want to try to develop my own color film. I have some sacrificial rolls of film that I, you know, have screwed up on, and those are the rolls that I'm gonna, you know, do my test developing on. So time to reset the cameras. So let's hop into editing these really quickly. So this one looks pretty good. There isn't a whole lot that I would personally do with it, but let's try and do something here. I always like editing my images. I don't like leaving them completely normal, just because I feel like, I don't know, there's always something you could do to change it, improve it. And so the main reason that I shoot film, and the main reason that I bought a Fujifilm camera, which is a digital camera that has like really good color profiles in it, the reason I purchased these sorts of things is because I want something that'll already give me the color that's accurate, or just good color in general, good skin tones, or good color in general. I already said that, but you kind of get what I'm saying here. I don't want to have to work on the color of my images. First of all, I want to nail the exposure in camera, and I also want the color to be nailed. So I leave it to a professional person who's been like, you know, not person, but like company or, you know, whatever, who's been creating film for like however many years. I'm sure they know how to do color way better than I will be able to figure out how to do color in, you know, however long I live. So I like to leave it to them. And for this Fujifilm camera, has great color profiles, and I find that even when I do edit my own images, there's only one experimental edit that I've done with my photos, and that's for my Folly palette set of photos. I created a preset out of it and everything, and that is the only like experimental edit that I've done that I actually believe would be timeless. A lot of the edits that I see online, or a lot of the edits that I've learned from other YouTubers, I no longer use, because it just does not feel like, it doesn't feel like a photo that I would look at, you know, in the next 20 years and be like, yeah, that could fit into right now. You know, I want the colors to look like something that's timeless. That's why black and white is so amazing to me, because like, you know, you get a good image, a good composition, a good story in the photo, and that photo is timeless in my opinion. But when it comes to like doing all these crazy weird color edits with like flares and, you know, whatever compositing stuff that you do in Photoshop, some of it is done tastefully, some of it isn't, and I haven't figured out how to do it tastefully, so I just leave it, you know, leave it stock, and I edit the exposure to be something that I wanted. So yeah, I'm done rambling, let's keep going. So yeah, we got rid of a lot of the contrast in this image, so I do want to give back some of that contrast. I don't want to get rid of it all, but I do want the shadows to be lifted just a bit. Not like that, that's terrible. Oh geez, I'm so sorry about all of the weird and strange noises that's going on here. And I think this is pretty accurate to what I saw that day. So the colors, like I said, the colors are perfect, so I'm not going to edit like the color balance or anything like that. I think this is all I would do to it. Just a quick latitude exposure adjustment. I'm going to move on to the next image. I wish there was more information in the sky, but the thing about this sky is that it was an overcast day, so the sky was basically just gray entirely, so there's not really much information to recover, regardless of how much dynamic range was in this photo. Next photo here we have, the rest of these photos are just of my girlfriend Natalia. She was like my test model, just to sort of see how this film reacted. I hear that I use Kodak Ektar, and I heard that film isn't very good for portraits, and I can sort of see why people say that. I'm not a huge fan of the skin tones that I got in these photos, and Ektar is not a portrait film, it's a landscape film, so I was just doing test images just to see what would happen, to check if the light meter inside the camera works, which, boy, am I so happy to find out that the light meter inside this camera is accurate. It is perfect. All I did was slightly overexpose my photos, and it was perfect. I'm so glad I picked up this camera from Wings Camera, which is a camera store in Atlanta, Georgia. And boy, am I happy to have picked it up from there. The entire body was clean. There's only like a couple scratches on the bottom of the camera and on the bottom of the film back, which is fine for how old this camera is. But the lens is pretty pristine. There is a scratch on the lens, but you can't see that. Otherwise, the camera's just beautiful, man. And everything in it has been CLA'd. It works. Everything works. It's great. It's really great. The light seals replaced, all that good stuff. I'm just happy, man. Happy. If you live in Georgia, man, pick your shit up from Wings Camera. Now, sometimes you're gonna get something a little bit cheaper than what you find online, and sometimes you're gonna pay a little bit more, but just know that everything, or just about everything you buy from them, it's gonna be working, and it's probably gonna last you a while, instead of buying something on eBay that might come to you and you might have fungus in the lens or something like that, Stuff like that happens. I've seen it happen, and with that, if you go to Wings Cameraman, a local camera shop, you're not gonna get that issue. But yeah, let's edit this next portrait here. I also I am a fan of like the film borders kind of like getting into the scan a little bit. I don't know why. It just, like, this is stuff that I would like edit into my digital photos because I just love the way that film is imperfect. It's not so perfect as a digital photo, I love that. I love the characteristics of it. So for this photo, we're gonna do the same thing. We'll do a curves adjustment. Maybe here, let's try something different. Let's try a levels adjustment instead of a curves. Okay. Okay.
I thought you said I was beautiful.
You are beautiful.
Alright. So you can sort of start seeing the saturated colors come out of this Ektar film and why it's not really that great for portraits. I'm totally fine with it. It doesn't bother me too much. Do I wish this was like a roll of Portra 400 instead of a roll of Ektar? Yes, but I'm fine with this. Maybe I should take out a bit of the saturation. Another thing I'm finding about Ektar is it has a ton of greens in the shadows. So let me see if there's any way that I can like. Come on, Daryl, think. How can you show how much green? Okay. Let's do shadows. So you can sort of like, just like see there's a ton of green. Huh, that actually gets rid of the green. Maybe I will do a bit of editing on the color. I sort of like the weird Ektar green though, to be honest with you. See, this is why I don't edit colors. This is another reason that I don't edit colors. I will sit here and edit this and over and over and over and over again until it looks perfect in my little head, and then I look at it 2 weeks later and I'm like, shit, that looks stupid. So this is another reason that I just leave it to the professionals, because I'll just put myself in an infinite loop of like being concerned about shit. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm gonna take a little bit of the saturation out. I wanted to show you guys how much green was in the shadows, but I don't know how I can show that. Not that. Okay, yeah, so check it out. Wait. Hold on a minute. There's gotta be a way I can show you guys this. Wait. What am I doing? I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to show how much green is in the shadows, but I can't seem to figure out how to show it. Whatever. I'm over it. Let me see if I can take some of this saturation out. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take all this and put it into a group. Sort of see what we did here. So yeah. Pretty cool, eh? I like that. I love how I contradicted myself about the colors and like, I'm not gonna edit the colors, and then I edit the colors and it looks slightly better, but like, who knows what I'm gonna think about this photo in like a month or something. So this photo is pretty cool. I like this. She was just like looking at me and I was like, you know, that could be a good frame. I tend to like a lot when people are just like kind of natural and like not forcing a smile or not like forcing a certain emotion, and just kind of like just being themselves. I really like that because I tend to get like candid photos that I really like because they're candid. I don't know. I also like the lights, the lighting in this photo. You can sort of see the highlights hitting her face, but like on a digital photo, these highlights would probably look disgusting, but here it looks totally fine. Also, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like this weird line here that's in the photos. I think it's in all of the photos. Maybe not. Yeah, it's in this one too. It's not in this one, so I don't quite know what's up with that. So it looks like all of my landscape photos have this weird border in it. So I'm gonna have to figure out what's up with that. I guess maybe that is a camera thing, but I don't know. So we're gonna start off with the levels again. Yeah, I like that a lot. See if I can do anything with the curves. Yeah, no, we're not messing with the color on this one. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't want to mess with it. I'm just gonna drive myself nuts. Let's just not do it today. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a complete image that looks totally fine to me. I'm happy with it. So this one I definitely see that green cast that Ektar has. And so for this sort of photo, which is not what the film is intended for, I wouldn't want this green to be in it. How did I remove it from this photo? I don't even remember. I just did this like 2 minutes ago. It was the color balance layer. That's another thing I'm gonna say about myself. I tend to be very contradictive towards my own like stuff. So I apologize for that. Sometimes I'm just gonna say shit and I don't really like believe it. It just comes with learning. You think you know something, but then you figure out that you don't. And that's life. Another thing is that my monitor is not like color calibrated, which is another reason why I shouldn't be fucking around with colors. This is like a normal like office monitor, so as far as I'm concerned, these colors could look way different on someone's phone. So it's like you really never know what you're gonna get. But I'm no professional colorist or anything like that. I do want to blow the highlights a little bit, add a little contrast, bring the midtones maybe up some, and I'm fine with that. This image is very warm, but honestly that's what it looked like in the Walmart, so I'm not about to like try and correct it or anything like that. It looks fine. I'm gonna do a brightness layer, and that's it. I like to keep the edits pretty subtle. Sometimes I'll go crazy with it. That's not subtle at all. Fuck are you talking about? Let's go back to my levels. It's very interesting. There is quite a bit of information in the highlights. Okay. I'm satisfied with that. Actually, I want to add just a little bit more contrast. So we're gonna go back to our levels here. Bring that in some. Okay. Yeah, dude. And pretty chill with these. Let's Yeah. Nice, mate. So, another thing about putting your art down, stop looking at it, look at it later. When I first saw these images, I hated every last one of them, mostly because my expectations were like I was gonna get like this 200 megapixel file and I was gonna be able to zoom in and look at every individual eyelash, but getting your film scanned and getting all of that detail out of it is quite expensive unless you have, you know, a good scanner yourself. And so I got what I got because I paid for what I got. And now that I'm looking at these images are really, really nice. There's nothing wrong with these photos at all. If I want to get like large prints of any of these, I can just get them rescanned or stick them in my upcoming V600 and get a bigger scan of it. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with these photos, so we're gonna go ahead and export these, save them, and you know, put them up on Instagram one by one. So yeah. So I'm just gonna make a new folder in my photo sequence layers, and it's 3:58, so I'm afraid I'm gonna go ahead and close this video for the day. Even though I didn't get everything on my list done, I'm totally happy because I got something done. And there's plenty more things that I think there's one more thing I can do in the last 10 minutes or something. So let's make a new folder. Let's call this one First Time Shooting Medium Format. Another thing is that I've begun to teach myself is you know, don't pressure yourself to become like an amazing photographer in the next 2 months, because it's not gonna happen. People spend several years of their life, several decades of their life becoming the photographer that they become, especially if they're an iconic photographer. You know, just have to take your time and take a step every day into it. And don't expect to become Picasso in 2 days like I do a lot of the time. It's not gonna happen. I'll reset my cameras again. Alright, boys and girls, I'm back. Let's continue saving. Oh, that was a little voice crack there. Okay. Yeah, yippee-ki-yay. Let's keep going. I really love this photo. Actually, maybe I'll add a little bit. No, don't add anything. Stop playing. Just fucking save it. Okay. Yep. You can see some of the original photos here. I'll actually show you guys the rest of the photos as well, just so you can sort of see the photos that I really hate. Because I don't wanna just show you the stuff I like. I want to show you some of my failures, or what I personally think would be failures anyway. Cool. So yeah, let me show you the original photos here. So this is the first photo I took on my Mamiya, and this photo is totally fine. It's just unnecessary, so there's no reason for me to like post it on Instagram. I just sort of wanted to see what would happen if I metered, or I attempted to meter for the highlights in a scene, and you can sort of see how it came out. The exposure is perfectly fine. This is exactly what I saw in front of me, and so this was just me, you know, sort of teaching myself what the internal meter in the camera is doing, and now I'm gonna have to teach myself sort of what the handheld meter that I have is doing, because I don't have that fully grasped yet, because I haven't developed any of the images I've used my handheld meter on. So if you don't know what a meter is, it's basically this just tiny little thing inside the viewfinder of a camera. When you know, bring it up and look through it, the camera will sort of tell you if your exposure is overexposed or underexposed, and you see like a little thing going up and down like this. So you have like this little line here will be like, okay, this is where your exposure is supposed to be. This little line is like your exposure is over what it's supposed to be. Your exposure is under what it's supposed to be. Does that make any sense? Probably not, but yeah. So yeah, let's keep going. This was the second one, obviously. Another one. This is another one I took. It's not that bad. I just think it's such a subpar photo that it's like, why'd I even take it? But whatever, you know, hey. This is another one. She's like sort of halfway blinked. I'm not sure. Actually, I took these two different photos because I was trying to get my exposure right. So this one's a little overexposed. They're both actually the same, so I think I metered one using my Fujifilm camera, and I metered the other and with the internal meter, so I don't know. Here's another one I took. This is actually another decent one. Oh, this is a landscape photo, but it doesn't have the little line on the side of it. That's interesting. So I guess that was a scanning characteristic. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this photo. I don't know. I'm not super in love with it. Maybe I'll probably, but here, actually, it's 4:03. Let's go ahead and drop that B in. We'll edit that real quick here. So now she just looks super red, which is a characteristic of Ektar if I'm not mistaken, so I have to figure out how to get rid of that. We'll edit it later. I don't really have enough time to mess around with that, but here's another photo I took. I just think this photo is really awkward because it's I don't know, I just think it's awkward. I don't like it. Not anything on my girlfriend. I told her to do that pose. It just doesn't look right for her. So this is another one that was supposed to come out a different way. So after I took the photo, I sort of realized what I probably should have done. First of all, this was very harsh lighting, so there was a lot of light hitting her face, and you can see that. I got really close to her and I exposed for her face. But the issue with this sort of film is that it doesn't have a lot of like latitude for like shadows, but it has a lot of latitude for highlights. So what I probably should have done is like metered somewhere in the middle of the shadows and the highlights so that I got all of that information, but instead I metered for the highlights and that's all I got. So yeah, it's basically like you ask for the highlights, you get the highlights. You ask for the shadows, you get the shadows. If you ask for the midtones, you will get the midtones, sort of how it is. But I don't like this photo simply because it's like a floating head, a floating arm, and maybe some stuff in the background, but all of that is all gone. And this is a light leak. Probably from some kind of way I handled the film, because I'm not super careful with my stuff, so something had to have happened. Yeah, that was the last photo that I took, and I was really hoping that photo would come out really, really good. But now that I just look at it, it's kind of like an awkward photo, but it's cool. It's totally fine. So let's take a look at the ones that we just edited, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop them into my Mega so that I can upload them to my cloud. And this one's fine. Very contrasty compared to the other images. This has a really big contrast edit. This one, I wanted this edit to be less contrasty because I like that. And the flat, a little bit more contrast. So you can see the different ways that I tend to edit images. They're not all the same, which is an issue. I really do want consistency in my photography, but like, I don't care that much, so it's fine. So yeah, I'm gonna take all these into my cloud. And you won't see it because it's on my second monitor. I guess I should probably get ready for work, 4:07. Yeah. Before I go ahead and put the video to a close, I'd like to say thank you for watching. I enjoyed making this, and I hope you enjoyed watching it, or listening to it, or studying with me. You know, whatever you got out of it, I hope you had a good time. And yeah, I'm very happy to have gotten some stuff done. And there was one more thing that I was going to try to do, and I'm going to try to go ahead and do it. And I wanted prints done of this photo here, or of one of these photos. I have to figure out which photo it is actually. It's part of my Folly palette stuff, and so I want to get a photo printed of it. Yeah, this photo right here. I want to get this photo printed, and I'm gonna go ahead and send a request to my local print shop to get it printed. Let's see if I still have the. Okay. Alright. Are you... Hope you're having a wonderful day. I have a photo like to have printed. I'm complete. To have it after the okay. It's only one photo, and I would like it printed in, let's see here, should I do 10 by 10? That's $10. It's like probably like, yeah, maybe go a little bigger. Maybe like, do they have 16 by 16 available? They do. I'm gonna go with 16 by 16. This is my favorite photo, so I want it printed as large as I can. 16 x 16. and with a full key, please. The following link includes the photo in PSD format. Hope it is a direct export from Lightroom in 300 dpi. Hope that's okay. Thanks for reading and happy holidays. Okay, so now I'm gonna insert the link here. I'm gonna upload it to Google Drive, and that's basically all I really wanted to do. Really, I just wanted to show you guys that. But I guess just to finish the video, we're gonna go ahead and really do it here. I have my Google Drive opened up on my second monitor for like privacy and stuff. So now I'm just gonna make a new folder. Folly. Let that upload. Please do let me know how I should send